With Kathryn Kauffman, all the way from Lexington, joining us here tonight.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, everybody. My name is Kathryn Kauffman, and I'm a psychic medium here in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome to my every Monday night show. This is where we discover what and who we are on this journey called life. Big shout out to all you guys that are joining over here on Instagram, and to those of you that are joining on Facebook. Shout out to Sheila Sunley. Hope you're doing okay this evening. It's going to take a couple minutes before everybody gets their notifications, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know of some opportunities out there. I'm going to leave a link right here in the chat. This is the link to, let me show you a graphic. This is a link to someone's YouTube channel. Let me show you a picture here. The YouTube channel is Bart's Fish Tales, and I recently entered a contest on the YouTube channel, and I won, believe it or not. So the link to the YouTube channel is right below there, and if you would, go over to his YouTube channel and give it a like. They are just now opening a canned seafood and fresh seafood in the United States. It's called Sea Tales. And I cannot wait because I'm going to get one of the cookbooks for that. I am so excited about that. So there's the link right there. Go over, give the YouTube channel a like, and tell them hi, tell them I sent you. Anyway, I'm so excited that I'm getting this cookbook and all this seafood sent to me, and it's just exciting. Hey to Peggy Thompson, Ina Thompson. Special shout out to Barbara Bacon. Big kisses to you. And Crystal Crazy, Barbara Bacon and Crystal Crazy, for all your crystal and gemstone needs, my friends. All of your gemstone and crystal needs. See this person right here. Whoop, over here. Hey to my Monday night buddy, Miss Joy Hall, over here on Instagram. And Northern Gray. Hey lady, happy Monday to you too. Tonight's show is hot. Big shout out to Melissa Begley and her sexy little sidekick, Miss Cleo. Big kisses to you guys. This is a hot show. I'm telling you, this is not for kids. No, not for kids at all. We are going to be going over spectrophilia, what it means. But you know what? I have found that this can be, if you learn the technique, it can be something really special for couples who've been kind of torn apart by one or the other passing on. So it can, keep those connections going in the physical for the person who's left behind. So if you have a partner who has passed on that you want to reconnect with, this may be the thing for you. Although it can be a little risky. You have to know exactly who you are connecting with, which a lot of people don't. And that is one of the things that kind of the risk of it and the excitement of it is one of the things that attracts a certain type of person to spectrophilia. So what is spectrophilia exactly? It is a sexual attraction to ghosts or a sexual arousal. And this surprised me. I did not know this. I just thought it was a sexual attraction and arousal to ghosts, but it also is a sexual attraction or arousal from images in mirrors. And that really surprised me in doing the research for the show. Interesting. But, in the image in a mirror, they often call it a specter. And so it's the image that turns people on, not just the mirror, but the image in the mirror. But what we're talking about tonight is people who get aroused by ghosts or who want to have sex with ghosts. Big shout out to Amber Benteam, my lovely lady neighbor nearby. Hey to you too. Now, spectrophilia is classified as a paraphilia, in other words, like a paranormal love, in which a person is attracted to ghosts or spirits, and they often fantasize about ghosts and ghost lovers, and often imagine scenarios involving sexual events between themselves and others and the spirits. Now, so what attracts people to this is the excitement of it. Let's say they have a mundane marriage and it doesn't feel very sexually satisfying, but yet they're not the type of person who would go out and have an affair. This could be an option for them. So you have that excitement without the risk. So there's no risk of getting pregnant. There's no risk of getting caught. And so, however, there may not be any risk directly that you can think of, but there may be spiritual risks to this, especially if you attract the wrong type of entity. So again, this kind of ties in with the show on dabbling, because this is certainly a form of dabbling, because you are connecting with an energy that you may not really be quite sure who or what it is. However, if you've lost a loved one, if you've lost a partner, this can be a really good technique for you to reestablish a connection with that person and still be physically satisfied in this incarnation. So spectrophilia has two definitions. One is the attraction between humans and ghosts. And the second attraction is people who get off on seeing objects in mirrors. Now, and can be that the mirror plays like a, what should I say? It's a substitute for a real incarnate type of experience or physical experience. Maybe in somebody who's got a lot of paranoias that does not get out to have any contact with people. This may be one of the ways that they satisfy that sexual desire by the imagery in the mirror. Let's see if there are any questions. Big shout out to Cindy Hall. Good to see you tonight. So if anybody has any questions, just put them in the comments. I'll try to do my best. I am by no means any kind of expert in this at all. But so I'm kind of fumbling my way through this for Valentine's Day for you guys. And this is the closest thing I could find for Valentine's Day as far as a subject. But I thought, what a really good thing for somebody who's lost a loved one that wants to reconnect with them. This would be something really fantastic for them to experience in and around Valentine's Day. Wouldn't it? A rekindling of this lost love. That would just be awesome. Now, how does this occur, or how does this happen? And we have all experienced sex in sleep. We've all experienced that. Practically everybody has had an orgasm in their sleep. And let's explore that, because that kind of leads into doing it in the physical. So the sexual desire trigger in both male and female is testosterone. And when you have enough testosterone bathing the brain, the hypothalamus revs up the kind of erotic feelings and the sexual fantasies, and then you start to get the physical sensation in the erogenous zones. Now, this can happen in sleep, especially in REM sleep, because REM sleep, there is an increased blood flow to the body and the genitals, just as it would be in a conscious arousal. So when a person is in REM sleep, is the most likely time that they would experience a sexual encounter. And a lot of entities can and will tap into this, okay? Now, the key is only allowing the person that you've lost or that you really want to be with to be able to do that. So that takes a little bit of finagling. So what happens in REM sleep? Okay, so during REM sleep, that's when you get the rapid eye movement, and your breathing is erratic, the heart rate is erratic. However, the muscles are paralyzed, and what that does is it keeps you from hurting yourself, because in here we're acting out things, maybe flying, swimming, running, having sex, and so you have to keep your body still, so the muscles become paralyzed during REM sleep. But really, lucid dreaming happens during REM stages, which is really important, because if you train yourself to lucid dream, that's one way of interacting with the person that you want to have this physical energy relationship with. I hope I'm making sense on this. Hey to Donna Kay. She says, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. Plausible deniability. Hey to Fly Girl over here on Instagram. Good to see you. And if you guys have any questions, just holler out in the comments and I'll try to watch the comments for you. So Amber says, let's see, Amber, what are you saying here? There's so many on YouTube of binaural beat searches, but tons of orgasm helpers, hands-free on there. Yeah, absolutely. Also guided loved one search for relations. Let's see. Yes, absolutely. That would be one place that you could start to augment this kind of stuff. I told you guys, there's a binaural beat for just about everything on YouTube. Literally. So, REM sleep is really important to this type of interaction, especially if you teach yourself to lucid dream, okay? Because in lucid dreaming, you can change the course of the dream, you can participate in the dream, and so that would be one of the most important things. And you may even want to, if you're going to begin a relationship or reestablish a relationship with somebody or a person who's passed on, I would suggest starting with lucid dreaming and then working up to a waking state. So now, REM sleep is the most common place where awakenings and arousals occur, is the most easily in REM sleep. Let's go over the characteristics of REM sleep really quick. That's when the eyes move rapidly. It's where the deepest and most powerful dreams usually occur. Also, a lot of visitations will occur in delta wave, which is REM sleep. Theta and delta are both REM sleep stages. The stage is also characterized by the increased heart rate, respiration, and the REM stages get longer and longer as the night goes by. So that means you may start out with a really short phase and end up with a long phase, and that can be why most dreams that involve sexual encounters will occur more towards the morning, is because the person is staying in REM actually longer. This is where sleepwalking may occur, and what happens there is the muscle paralyzation is no longer suppressed. So that can be kind of dangerous. And another thing that I found interesting was that the brain waves are actually smaller, similar to waking periods more than others. So, to start off, I would definitely suggest doing some dream work and lucid dreaming for the objective of rekindling a relationship where the partner has passed away. Let me check for questions here. I know you guys might not be wanting to ask any questions. I got David to fix me up the pink martini glass just for the Valentine's show tonight. And so tonight, instead of bourbon, for cough medicine, we're having a pink martini, mainly because, yes, I broke 2 toes and part of my foot the other day, and I'm not feeling too good. Oh my gosh, my foot hurts. So this is my foot pain medicine. And David fixes a really banging martini, have to say. Okay, let's get to and one of the reasons why we went over sleep is because when somebody connects with a ghost and there's a sexual encounter, often the first encounter is when a person is sleeping and they discover this entity. Okay, so often the first contact happens during a dream. Now, if you want to know more about this, I have a video on dream walking. Now, dream walking, the video is more designed towards people incarnate that are doing it, dream walking. Whether you have a body or not, you can dream walk. So dream walking is when you enter another person's dream. So often the first encounter with a sexual partner is through the dream. Either you are dream walking or they are dream walking, one or the other, but it's usually the first encounter. And then if the person in the physical finds that a really satisfying, beautiful experience, they may want to revisit that. So they will have to go back and take aspects of that dream and what they can recall from it. And you may even have to go and have a hypnotherapy session to pinpoint exactly maybe who it was, because a lot of people will recognize entities in their dreams, but after they've awoke, will not associate or realize that they know the entity that they had the encounter with. So let me look for questions here. Oh yes, Danielle, I need to heal myself. Oh my gosh. Well, part of it was just really stupid because I didn't want to turn the light on. I had to run into the office. I didn't want to turn the light on. I left the light off and ran my foot right into the cedar chest. Bang. So everything's black and blue, and it kind of hurts really bad. So, and the bad thing is, after I had cancer and I had the kidney taken out and I only have one kidney now, Advil's a no-no. So I was like, well, I guess this is the next best thing to Advil. Because honestly, I would rather have 400 milligrams of Advil than this, but since I can't, this is going to have to do. Okay, how does this happen? What's the process? I'm going to give you the process on this. And I'm going to trust that you guys are going to be responsible adults. So the first thing I have to tell you is beware of who you're contacting. You need to make sure that this is a safe space and a safe energy to have a contact with. And there's an upcoming show that I'm putting together on incubus and succubuses. So that would be a good show for you to watch if you're interested in this. So you want to do, protective measures before you do any kind of engagement like this. Hey to Meg, how are you? Good to see you here. I hope you enjoy the content. For those of you that don't know, let me leave a link here. All of the past shows are on my YouTube channel. And so you can go there anytime and see the past shows. Because there, like I said, if you want to know more about dream walking, because that's one of the ways that this happens, go to the YouTube channel there and check out the show on the Monday Night Live playlist on dream walking. Also, if any of you guys haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do, and mark the notification bell so that you get notified. I do a lot of other free videos on gemstones and teachings and stuff like that. There's a show on there for 5 steps to emotional healing too. So do go and subscribe. I appreciate all the subscribers I can get. It really helps the show out quite a bit. Also, if you find the content interesting, go ahead and hit the screen and hit the share button. And sharing this out in your newsfeed with your friends is a way to help the show too. So all these ways really help to promote and get the message out there and help other people find, answers to their questions as well. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have adequate psychic protection and that you are only contacting an entity that you are familiar with that's safe, or a partner who's passed on. So the setting is really important. And I did watch a show once where this lady had contact with an entity that was actually having sex with her at her work desk. That's not, no, that's no. How about doing this in private? So the setting is important. You want to make sure that it's private. Set the mood, because setting the mood out in your room sets the mood here. And this is what is creating the energy contact. So set the mood in the room. Lights, candles, action, music. Okay. You're going to set the mood extraneously so that it sets the mood internally. And so that's what you're going to do. Now, the focus is super important, because when you set your intent and your focus, it's almost like you're drawing the focus and the intent inward to the mind. And that is going to create a really big concentration of energy that creates a thought form. Now, that's super important, because the thought form is kind of like the phone number that you're dialing for the person that you want to have contact with. Okay, so what you're doing is creating an energy cord to connect with that spirit or that particular entity. Now, that is when the senses need to be heightened. All of the physical senses need to be heightened. And I think it is because you're drawing all the energy of thought internally and focusing it inward. Now, what happens past that is the energy exchange. Now, don't forget, spirits are made, or you are made, your spirit is made from kinetic energy. Dead bodies don't move. So there's a kinetic force that leaves a person upon death. And that kinetic force can produce movement. And that is part of how a physical person can enjoy contact with a spirit. So the energy exchange can produce kinetic movement or kinetic force or kinetic pressure. And so that's part of this, is stimulating the brain. The brain in turn releases the chemicals that are needed, the testosterone, and then increased blood flow. And then the kinetic energy from who you're connecting with, and the energy from that completes this intercourse and orgasm, which can be really awesome for somebody who's lost a loved one. And so that's basically but nuts and bolts. Get it? Nuts and bolts. That's the nuts and bolts of this. Trying to make it funny to lighten y'all up a little bit. Melissa said, crash cart needed in office. Yes, absolutely. So that's basically how this happens. And the kinetic energy, now that's strictly up to the spirit or entity that you're dealing with. That is something that is a learned thing by a spirit. They don't automatically know. When you pass and you lose your body, you don't automatically know how to move things with your own kinetic energy or how to manipulate your own kinetic energy. That's a learned type of thing through trial and error. And of course, the more times that you may engage with this, the better that entity or spirit may become at producing the desired effects. So let's see if we have any other questions. Okay, let's answer Meg's question. I only do readings professionally. I don't give them away on the internet because I feel like that giving away energy or readings on the internet is kind of a slight to the people who save their money for really serious professional readings that I do every day in the office. And so my way of giving energy back to people, to universe, to community is through the free readings that I do on Facebook and through the free information and the effort that I put into the shows on the YouTube channel here and on Facebook too. So I hope you can understand that. But I do free readings on every Friday on Facebook. It's a three card reading. And hi to Darkness Wins over here. Let's see. Danielle has a question. Could there be entities that I don't know having sex with me when I'm asleep? Absolutely. Absolutely. The likelihood of something really dark connecting with you is minimal because I find that it's usually a compatible energy. It may be somebody who's known you from a past life that usually connects with you in your sleep. So I don't really find that to be too much of a problem unless the person is really drawn to darker stuff, like more negative stuff. Then their energy is going to resonate at that level. And then they may be drawing in things from that resonant level that's sort of on the same plane as they are. And then if you have a person like that, this may be that may be what they want. That may be something that they like, that they may be into that. So anyway, that is all for the show for this Monday night. Next week is going to be, since we're talking about dreams this evening, next week is going to be open dream interpretation. So all of you guys who have dreams that you want interpreted, and remember on the show, the Monday night shows, because we have another question about free readings. The Monday night shows are on paranormal topics, and we go over a specific set of paranormal topics. And then those are saved and put on my YouTube channel because a lot of people in my sessions will have questions relating to these topics. And sometimes I don't have time to go over everything. And so this is a way for me to connect with them after the session is over and still be able to give them the information that they need without leaving them hanging for a result or an answer to what they were wondering about. So that's, what the Monday night shows are. So for those of you that want your dream interpreted next week, message me or email me. Let me leave my email in the chat. And you email me your dream that you want interpreted. And I will present it anonymously on the show. And you can find out what your interpretation is. So here we go. Here's the email. Here you go. I hope you guys have a really fabulous week. Try not to break your foot like I did. And thank you, Ina. Happy Valentine's to you too. And I hope you guys have a really good one and stay safe and stay well. And I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. It's always good to see you guys. And Danielle says, LOL, those meds are kicking in. Well, this is my med right here because I can't take any kind of meds. So this martini has got to be what does it. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys next week. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye, guys.